It's 5:30, and we will call our meeting to order for the joint meeting of the City Council and the Brown County Commission. And we have a quorum from the county, I see. Carl, roll call, please.
Councilmember Remley.
Here.
Ronayne. Lunsman.
Here.
Slate Hansen.
Here.
Johnson.
Here.
Bunceness.
Here.
Olson.
Here.
Rux.
Here.
Mayor Leeson.
Here, join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item on our joint agenda is Ordinance 180603, passed first reading without opposition last time, and would entertain a motion from the city for second reading.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion Busness, second by Johnson. Questions on this one? Anything new come up, Brett?
No changes from last week.
If there are no questions for the city, then roll call, please, Carl.
Councilmember Remley.
Aye.
Lunsman.
Aye.
Slate Hansen.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Bunceness.
Aye.
Olson.
Aye.
Rux.
Aye.
Mayor Leeson.
Aye, motion carries. County, please.
And on the county side, it is ordinance number 476, that rezone. Second reading, possible adoption as well.
Move it. Second.
Moved by Fishback, seconded by Sutton. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Next item on the agenda is Ordinance 180604, which last week passed the city but did not pass the county. And the vote in the county effectively ended the possibility of this being approved jointly. I've been informed by the county they're not choosing to take this up again since they have rejected it last week. Don't feel the need for that. So with that, we will, as a city, just to get on record, since it did pass first reading, before it does, Ron had a couple comments.
Again, I wanted to inform those who are here about that process, and I don't know if you were paying attention and would have looked at the Sunday newspaper, but you'll see that the public notice for the city minutes is typically placed in the Sunday newspaper, and you'll see also that the objectors from last week, their names and addresses were in there, and that was because of the clipboard that's going around. So again, if there's new people here who weren't here last week, there's a clipboard going around that if you're opposing this particular ordinance, 180604, then please put your name and address down, and we will enter that into the minutes like we did the other names. And then that becomes effective in noting your opposition to this particular ordinance. That's it. Thank you.
Okay, and again, repeating for those who are here, the city's action, we don't want to say it's inconsequential because it's following procedure, but as far as its effect on the rezoning, that was pretty much determined last week when the county commission did not join us in that. But with that said, we will go through with the process for the city, and I would entertain a motion for second reading of Ordinance 180604.
Move approval. Second.
Motion Busness, second by Johnson. Questions or comments? Carl, roll call, please.
Councilmember Rux.
No.
Olson.
Aye.
Bunceness.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Slate Hansen.
Aye.
Lunsman.
Aye.
Ronayne. Remley.
Aye.
Mayor Leeson.
Aye, motion carries. The petitioner, Ms. Hedges, has asked for an opportunity to make some short comments. So the floor is yours, Janet.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor and members of the City Council and County Commissioners. Thank you for giving me time on tonight's agenda. I'd like to start with reviewing the process that we've gone through. Late last year, we visited barring venues in South Dakota. In late December, we visited with a general contractor, JDH Construction. In February, as directed, we filed an appeal with the City Planning and Zoning to operate an event venue. We paid fees to the city treasurer. We posted the zoning notice signs at the location of the venue versus Highway 12, which would have been allowed, but we personally chose to place at the venue site. The rezoning notice was published in the local paper. In March, on March 8th, we received approval for the appeal to build an event center from the Board of Zoning and Adjustment with the stipulation of a plat. So in April, we secured the land survey, the plat, and the plan with Helms and Associates, which was required to proceed. In May, we filed an approach variance, and then we filed the rezone position because it was in the 3-mile jurisdiction. Again, we paid fees. We went to the Brown County Treasurer to file the plat to get sign-off approval to proceed. We paid fees to Brown County, the Register of Deeds, the City of Aberdeen, and also the Brown County Treasurer because we had to pay forward the taxes that were due on that land, which were part of the overtaxed farmland situation, but we paid those taxes. Again, we posted the notice, the zoning signs at the location versus Highway 12. In June, we received approval from the Board of Zoning and Adjustment for the approach variance. Babcock abstained due to association with Helms and Associates. On June 19th, during the Joint Planning Commission, the plat was approved by both the city and the county. The rezoning was approved by the city but denied by the county. On June 25th, the Joint City and County Commission meeting, the plat was approved by the city. The rezoning was approved by the city with comments and discussion during the session. Also earlier that day, I met with Aspire, Jennifer Gray, to talk about the protocol and the concern for the safety of the residents at Aspire. You know, we offered at our expense landscaping, fence, everything that we could to ensure the safety. Because residents do currently wander off, Drew Court is wide open, and when Aspire purchased their property, Drew Court wasn't there, but there has been a lot of activity in building around Aspire, as we all know. During that meeting, it was denied by the county commissioners. There were no comments or questions of us. There was not an exchange of discussion. On the 26th, the next day, the county commission approved our plat. Again, there were no questions or no discussion. We have followed the processes required. We did what we were asked to. We have time and money invested in this project. We have people calling us excited about this venue. So what have we done that has been illegal? So here we are. Because we have taken acreage out of the crop production, we want to confirm as owners of the property that we do not need approval. Because as zoned as Agricultural District, Section 60.51, this is what's listed that we could, and I want to confirm, do with our property.
Janet,
Yes.
that is an argument for another time and another venue. We have concluded
Okay.
what's gonna happen on this, and I don't see any value in taking this any further.
All right. I'll wrap it up here.
All right.
But we can, just to let them know, we can have hogs, cattle, chickens, and turkeys on that property without anyone else's approval. If we rezone this to mini-ag, the residents of Drew Court, Darien Drive, Aspire, and the county commissioners have stated they maybe would support a housing development. So according to the statute, we could have a half-acre lots with water and sewer, so that could be 200 houses on 100 acres, which we own twice that. Could be affordable low-income housing, and if we would want to continue ownership, can we rent those for mobile homes? So these are all questions. And, again, as business people, we are looking to develop that land. There are a couple things really quickly that I would like to address. At last joint city and county commission meeting held on the 26th, most all of you were there. Those in attendance heard a county commissioner state, and I quote, "I know these functions have alcohol involved. If there's a wedding dance, they have alcohol. They would have to apply for a special event liquor license that would have to come before the commission. Now, the problem you have is that you have a bunch of people that are opposed to this, and they might start denying special event liquor licenses that would end up having an establishment that would not be allowed liquor unless they furnish it themselves."
Janet, I'm going to stop you there.
Okay.
This relates to something that has been voted on and been decided. If you want to go to the newspaper or some other venue to re-argue this is not the place to re-argue.
No,
The motion has been made, seconded, it has been passed. I said I would allow you to make a statement. I'm not going to allow you to make an argument.
Okay,
This-
I'm
all
not
right,
making an
so let's
argument, sir.
let's
Okay.
finish it up.
Okay,
And whatever your concluding line is there, I want to hear it.
All right. I would like to talk about, there has been a conflict of interest here, I believe, on a couple commissioners. One is on the board of directors for Aspire, and another voted that has a sister-in-law in Drew Court. So the process, I think, needs some review, and I'm concerned that there is a conflict, a discord between the city and the county, and that has been stated. But to wrap things up, we would like to thank those who supported and shared our vision for a new business for the Aberdeen community: JDH Construction, Helms & Associates, Dakota Bank, Aberdeen Chamber, Aberdeen CVB, Small Business Administration, the City of Aberdeen, and for those who wanted to rent our venue. Thank you for your support.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, and sorry to cut you short, but there are other avenues where you can pursue that.
Right.
All right, thanks. The last item of joint business for the city and county is to set a hearing date of July the 24th for 2 petitions to rezone. We need a motion on that from the council.
Move.
Motion Olson and second by Lunsman. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. County?
And on the county side, we're also setting those dates, as you can see before you. I'd entertain a motion to do so. Moved by Sutton, seconded by Hanson. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. I'd entertain a motion to adjourn. Moved by Fishback. Seconded by Hanson. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Thank you for hosting us.
Have a happy
All right.
and safe 4th.
See you at your place next week.
Likewise.
Okay. Those who don't want to stay for the rest of the meeting will give you opportunity to vacate.
Okay, we'll try.
Lana's going to check to see if anybody signed up for open forum there, so.
The attorney wants it. Just hang on. I just don't have room.
Okay, with that, we will take up our city agenda. And nobody has signed up for open forum. We do have 3 items of old business of rezoning that were all passed without objection for first reading. Anything?
Mayor, should we do
Oh, let's do that. I always forget the minutes. Yep. So let's do that first. Motion from Johnson and
Second.
Second by Bunsness to approve the minutes. All in favor of that? Say yes when Carl calls your name.
Councilmember Remley,
Yes.
Lunsman,
Aye.
Slade Hansen,
Aye.
Johnson,
Aye.
Bunceness,
Aye.
Olson,
Aye.
Rux,
Aye.
Mayor Leibson.
Aye, motion carries. So no objection to your office on any of these 3, so let's take them in order. 180601, final adoption for rezoning.
Second.
Motion Slade Hansen, second by Johnson. Any questions? Carl?
Councilmember Rux,
Aye.
Olson,
Aye.
Bunceness,
Aye.
Johnson,
Aye.
Slade Hansen, Lunsman,
Aye.
Remley,
Aye.
Mayor Leibson.
Aye, motion carries. The next is 180602, also rezoning.
Move. Second.
Motion Lunsman and second by Bunsness. Questions? Carl?
Councilmember Remley,
Aye.
Lunsman,
Aye.
Slade Hansen,
Aye.
Johnson, Bunceness,
Aye.
Olson,
Aye.
Rux,
Aye.
Mayor Leibson.
Aye, motion carries. And then 180605, rezoning.
Approve.
Motion Olson, second Remley. Carl?
Councilmember Rux,
Aye.
Olson,
Aye.
Bunceness,
Aye.
Johnson,
Aye.
Slade Hansen,
Aye.
Lunsman,
Aye.
Remley,
Aye.
Mayor Leibson.
Aye, motion carries. Next item is consent calendar, routine city business, items A through J.
Move. Second.
Motion Remley, second by Lunsman. Any questions on any of those? Carl?
Councilmember Remley,
Aye.
Lunsman,
Aye.
Slade Hansen,
Aye.
Johnson,
Aye.
Bunceness,
Aye.
Olson,
Aye.
Rux,
Aye.
Mayor Leibson.
Aye, motion carries. Under new business, this is the appointed time to elect a deputy mayor for a 2-year term, and I would entertain a motion to nominate someone.
I nominate Rob Romaine.
Second.
Motion Slade Hansen and second by Olson to leave Mr. Ronayne in that position. Are there any other nominations? All those in favor of approving Rob, then say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Opposed, no. Motion carries. Item B is the appointment of Paul McDonald to the Aberdeen Library Board. Need a motion to approve that.
Move.
Second.
Motion Remley and second by Johnson. Carl?
Councilmember Rux,
Aye.
Olson,
Aye.
Bunceness,
Aye.
Johnson,
Aye.
Slade Hansen, Lunsman,
Aye.
Remley,
Aye.
Mayor Leveson.
Aye, motion carries. Item C is a request to declare cardiac monitors and Lucas devices from the fire department as surplus property. Lynn, you got this?
All these devices are at least 10 years old, and we would like to surplus them so we can use them as trade-ins to get replacement equipment.
Moved.
Second.
Motion Olson, second by Johnson. Any questions on it? Carl?
Councilmember Rux,
Aye.
Olson,
Aye.
Bunceness,
Aye.
Johnson,
Aye.
Slade Hansen, Lunsman,
Aye.
Remley,
Aye.
Mayor Leveson.
Aye, motion carries. Cody is here to make a request.
Thank you, Mayor. The request before you is to submit a passenger facility charge or PFC application to the Federal Aviation Administration. Our current application was anticipated to expire February of 2019, but due to our increased passenger numbers that we've seen at the Aberdeen Regional Airport, we now anticipate that to expire here within the next couple of months. The passenger facility charge process is something that is utilized by airports across the country. It's authorized by the Federal Aviation Administration through Congress for us to charge a local fee up to $4.50 per passenger that enplanes at our facility. So that is something that is recognized and has been recognized here in Aberdeen for many years. It's included in your ticket charge on fees and charges when you purchase a ticket to depart from Aberdeen. And this request is to continue charging that fee that we will utilize for the projects listed. In your project list, I apologize, I included an old list there initially, and Carl, I believe, handed out what's attachment H to our application package to the FAA. That is the correct listing, and what this will do with the revenues collected essentially reimburses the city for the local share, the 5% share of those projects that we've already accomplished in the past.
Move to approve this.
Second.
Motion Johnson, second by Slade Hansen. Any questions about this? Carl?
Councilmember Remley,
Aye.
Lunsman,
Aye.
Slade Hansen,
Aye.
Johnson,
Aye.
Bunceness,
Aye.
Olson,
Aye.
Rux,
Aye.
Mayor Leveson.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Spend it wisely.
It's already been spent. We're reimbursing.
Bills presented for payment tonight. Wellmark Health Insurance, $134,000. ETS Corp. Merchants Fee for the Finance Office, $1,250. Dakota Bank Credit Card Merchant Processing Fee for Parks and Recs, $4,500. Plug and Pay for Parks and Rec Merchant Fee, $1,000. Infotech, same thing, Parks and Rec, $1,000. Co-op Architecture, Library, FF&E Selection Fees, $6,000. Morrison Construction, Lime Sludge Removal, $5,872. Tim Giese, a credit for voided water connection permit, $800. Utility payment to Northwest Energy, $69. South Dakota Environment Natural Resources drinking water fee, $10,000. Ringenberg Electric, work at Taco Bell for $1,005. Reimbursement for an event in Pierre for water treatment to Scott Ganji and Brian Jarvis, $147 each, and a payment for the hotel of $190. It's to the Ramcota. Jefferson Partners ride line payment, $28.36. J. Gross Equipment, 2 trailers for utilities and stormwater departments, $13,900. Payment number 5 on the Moxon Creek project to B&B, $41,222. J&K Mowing Abatements, $154. Marco Technology copier fees, $72. AT&T cell phone charges, $1,020.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion Olson, second by Bunceness. Questions on any bill? Carl?
Councilmember Rux,
Aye.
Olson,
Aye.
Bunceness.
Aye.
Johnson.
Aye.
Slate Hansen.
Aye.
Lunsman.
Aye.
Remley.
Aye.
Mayor Leeson.
Aye, motion carries. Lynn, City Manager report.
I have one quick item. Ralph Johnson will not be submitting his name for another term on the airport board, so we will have a vacancy. I advertised this in the paper last weekend, and so I'll keep you appraised as we move forward. But we will have a vacancy, so we'll need to fill it.
Okay. The rest of our agenda, we are under item G. We're going to request an executive session to deal with legal matters, and then subsequent to that, we would still have item H on our agenda for the public portion of the meeting, so be alert for that. With that, I'd request a motion to break for executive session.
Moved. Second.
Motion Bunceness, second by Olson. All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Okay. What?
Who made the motion?
Lifton meets upstairs.
Yeah, I think so.